don't do finished moves. We just finished dudes. Bitch, you know the gang. It been the same. You need to get in tune. It ain't hard to be real, nigga. I'm living proof. Chicken soup. I take care of her when she sick of you. Get the drop on where y'all be. I swear to God that we gon' smash. Yeah, tryna.
Hey, before y'all say anything, this is the same day. That's why I have the same clothes on. I don't want to hear nothing. Nothing at all. This is the exact same day I just recorded the last video on. About, what the fuck? The time I got caught up. So please. But anyways, man. We back with another one. I had another story time idea, so fuck it, you know. But anyways, let's go ahead and get it straight into it, you know, man. What happened? Let me get all my thoughts together. Anyways, so basically, this is the time I got laced or whatever. This is the reason I don't smoke no more. I don't even like being around the smell of weed or the weed smoke. None of that shit. I hate it. I don't like it. But the time I got laced or whatever, so I was working at Sonic. Sonic, that is like right down the street from my house or whatever. I could walk to that motherfucker, be there like 30 minutes or whatever. But I was working there. I was working there for a cool ass minute for real. Like it was on and off, but I was working there for a cool ass minute. And I was cool with the manager and shit. And before that, I don't even know if was I working there already. I don't know if I was working there. I probably was working there. Then I stopped working there because I said it's on and off. And during this time I wasn't working there, I was with my brother Leo or whatever. And I wanted to try it. They was smoking in the car and shit. So I was just there and I wanted to try it or whatever. And because I had smoked before, and it was a terrible experience for me. I had hit a dab pen for my first time ever smoking. First time ever smoking, I had hit a dab pen. And that shit fucked me up. That shit was horrible. And so I wanted to hit a blunt, like see how that motherfucker felt. And so I, hit that motherfucker. I'm hitting that bitch like it's nothing. Not a cool ass high. I'm talking about enjoyed the fuck out of that shit. And I'm talking about got the munch. I was eating shit I don't even like. Nigga, French toast sticks. I don't like them, but I was fucking them bitches up. I had a whole bag of them hoes. But so I was working at Sonic and shit, and I was there for a cool minute, so everybody knew me and shit like that. And to me back then, I wasn't the best looking nigga in my opinion. I still ain't. I grew up from what I grew up from what I used to look like, but back then I was fucking ugly. But all the most of all the bitches there thought I was cute for some reason. I don't know. And one particular person was my manager. Well, one of the night managers or whatever. And oh fuck, she wanted to do me crazy. She was
you freaky frog. You're a freaky frog.
Fucking MILF. Like she was old. Like 40 something. Yeah, like 40, like above 45. Like she was 40 something. And she was I ain't gonna lie, I kind of pressed into that conversation, like the way, like, cause she liked me or whatever. She was leaving, and I was picking up signs and here and there, like she liked me, but like I didn't press too hard on it. And she was leaving, going, I don't know if she was moving out of town or just going to a different Sonic or something, but everybody, giving her hugs and shit. And so she ended up giving me her number and shit. So I'm texting her, I'm throwing hints and trying to see like what the vibe is between her or with her or whatever. And, she fed into it. She wanted to fuck me, and if her husband wasn't there right now, she'd play with her pussy on the phone for me and shit like that. Like it was.
You's a freaky ass nigga. Fuck you mean?
Just shit like that. And so, back then I was cool with an older bitch. Like the bitch was ugly. I ain't gonna lie, but like me back then, like an older bitch on my dick, like I could get that bitch to spoil me some more shit. But she was going, and all the times I never did nothing with her though, because all the times we was going to is like some shit happened. So it was probably best that nothing happened. But either her husband was around or it was just a risk of getting caught. Like it was a lot. Like, and then yeah, my fault. My nana on the way to come get me. She don't know how to work Google Maps. I mean Apple Maps and shit like that. I had to help her real quick. But anyways, I don't know what the last thing I was saying. Oh yeah, so but it was always a risk to us getting caught and shit. So we never did anything or nothing like that. But again, it was probably for the best. God said no, don't do that. But so yeah, so like I said, I ended up smoking with my Also, I was working there, I think. So I ended up smoking with my brother and stuff. And like I said, the high was cool as hell. I like this. So I'm thinking, niggas finna start smoking again. I'm talking about I'm trying to blow down. After that, it's like I became a fiend like that quick. Like I don't know what the fuck happened. Like I was fucking with it heavy. I was telling that nigga like, call that nigga back up, tell him, let's get some shit. Like, nigga, I'm trying to smoke. And I didn't end up smoking with him again. But I ended up going back to work, and I think I texted them because I was close with this other like our GM. I was close as hell with them, and her son and her husband and shit like that. I was close as fuck with them, and I was going over their house, like I was going to shit with them, and I was hanging out with their son and shit like that. Man, we was calling each other brother, like we was close as fuck. I was calling her my mama and shit. My stepmama and shit like that, and we was cool as fuck. And so I texted them like, nigga, I'm finna start smoking because they some stoners. So like I knew they was gonna be excited, like they get to smoke with me and shit like that. So I'm finna start smoking. I probably should have smoked with them, but I'm low key glad this shit happened because I don't like being like out of my mind. Like I like having full control of my body. I like being sober. I don't like that shit. This nigga, but yeah, so. I texted them telling I'm finna start smoking. They're like, what? They surprised as fuck. We gotta smoke one and shit like that. So I'm cool. So, but the first person I ended up getting to smoke with was her ass. Cause at the time, I don't know if I got kicked out or I just left. But I was going through it. I think this is my senior year too. Cause I was going through it with my mom because I didn't want to. Like school wise, I think it's my junior year. School wise, I just wasn't fucking with it. Like, no, I think it was my senior year. My senior year, I wasn't fucking with it. This is around the time COVID hit and shit like that, and I dropped out and shit like that. And so I was going through it with her. She was upset with me and disappointed me because I dropped out. But during COVID, my grades was already like not good, so I wouldn't have passed regardless. I wouldn't have ended up graduating and shit like that. And so. Being in bed, online and shit like that, that shit didn't help me at all. Like it didn't help me motivate me to want to do my work even more. That shit made me more lazy towards school. So I wasn't fucking with it. And so like again, she was disappointed in me, and we was getting into it all the time and shit like that because I didn't want to go to school. I didn't stop it. I didn't want to go to school. I think during that, like not too long after, I think summer school had started or it probably wasn't summer school, but it was like some extra help or whatever. We could go to school. Obviously, we had to wear a mask and shit, but we could go to school. Tamaria, stop. Calm down. Yeah, we can go to school, get some extra help and stuff like that. I think I went like one day and I didn't want to go no more. I just wasn't fucking with it. Thank God I ended up graduating, but. Because I had a praying mama, but it was close to not to. But anyway, we was, like I said, we was into it all the time. And I don't know if I ended up getting kicked out or left, but either way, I ended up out the house. And I ended up moving in with the same manager that had a crush on me. Not the manager I was calling my stepmom and stuff like that, but the other one. And she, like I said, she had a crush on me, and I ended up getting in there with her and shit like that. And shit cool or whatever. And I think I don't even know if I was living with them off rip. I think or before this. I'm trying to think. It might have been like the first day like I was finna move in, like, or that was the day I moved in or whatever. But all I know is we ended up going to main event. And they were supposed to have some more people coming or something like that. And so, I'm riding the car with them. Again, I'm telling everybody I smoke now, so they roll up. And I know, don't clown me, but I know smoking 101, you don't smoke nobody shit that's already pre-rolled. I know this. But back then, I was a newbie. I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking like these some people I could trust. They would never do me like that. You know, I wasn't thinking like because she had a crush on me, she might want to do some shit. Tamarion, stop. Shush. You're too loud. Yeah, these kids, I know they want to play, but God, man. Anyways, yeah, I'm not thinking like that. So, but the shit was already rolled up and shit like that. So I just smoked that motherfucker. I hit that motherfucker. I'm hitting it. I'm taking videos and shit, thinking I'm cool as shit. You know, all that, nigga.
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
I thought I was that nigga for real. Like niggas finally get a video of them smoking this shit. Nigga, I'm doing that shit. So I'm smoking out of nowhere, nigga. We pulling up. I think we about to pull up the main event. Out of nowhere, I started getting like boom, 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 all in my fucking head. Boom, boom. That shit hit me so fucking hard, and that shit felt like, cause I don't know if you ever been put to sleep before. If y'all ever been put to sleep before, but I know when I did. When I first got put to sleep, all I felt was like boom, 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 and then I was out. Like I didn't remember nothing else, and that's what I felt like. And I never liked that feeling. And so when I felt that, I knew something was wrong. And so I'm just sticking it out. Like I'm just sticking it out. And when we got in there, I'm trying to be cool and shit like that, and then that shit just spread all through my body. Like I just boom, boom, boom. Like it was coming down to me, but it was all throughout my body. It started throughout my head, then it just went throughout. Like I was walking, I felt that shit in my legs. The nigga was, like after you just got done fucking, your legs start shaking and shit. Like I was, going through it. So when I'm trying to play it off and shit like that, I sit down, I feel that shit in my, my abdomen and chest and shit like that. It go back up to my head, then it go all the way back down to my legs, my feet. Like it was everywhere. I couldn't, there was nothing I could do about that shit. They telling me like, if you eat, so it'll calm down or whatever. And I'm trying to eat, feel like I'm finna throw up. I couldn't drink shit, nothing. Like I couldn't do shit. So I went in the bathroom. And shit, and I'm looking in the mirror, and my eyes is red as fuck, low as hell, like, and I'm looking like, nigga, I'm high as fuck. Like that's how I'm thinking. Like, and I don't know if y'all ever noticed, like when you trying to think when you're sober, at least for me, I don't know if it's for y'all, but at least for me, when you're trying to think when you're sober, it's like all like I wouldn't say like jumbled up, basically. Like you don't get that shit fully out, like it'll like your stutter while you're thinking or whatever. When I was high, nigga, that shit was coming out clear as fuck, like no stutter, nothing like that. I was focused as fuck on what I was saying in my thoughts. That shit. So I knew I was high as shit. Like I already knew I was high as shit, but nigga, I knew I was high as shit, and so I was in the mirror like, yeah, I'm high as fuck. In my mind, like, I'm high as fuck. I'm just looking at myself. I get stuck. And then I snap out of it. But then I hear in, like, the song that they was playing. I don't know if they was playing it or this was God fucking with me. I feel like God was fucking with me because I knew I shouldn't have been doing that shit, but I did it anyway like a dumbass. So I feel like God was fucking me for real. Or they was playing it and then it just kept going on and on in my head. And that's the only thing I was hearing.
Boy, my dead grandma, boy, on my dead grandma, you humiliated yourself, busting off the pills.
But it was a song that was playing, and it was that song, I don't know, I forgot who it's by, but he's like, I'm the man, yes I am, bro. All I could think about was me taking the pictures, thinking I was that nigga. And then that song was playing over and over in my head. It just kept playing. I'm the man. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm not the man. I'm not that nigga, bro. God, I'm sorry. I am not that nigga at all. I promise you. Bro, that's all I could think about. And that shit just kept going on and on. I'm not that nigga. I'm not the man. I'm sorry, God. And I tried to go back out there, have fun. They was playing pool and shit. We didn't even end up, I don't know, did we end up playing games? I don't think we ended up even going to the arcade or bowling or nothing. They was over there playing pool. They was having drinks and shit. And, yeah, they was playing, but I tried to be cool and shit, act cool and shit. So I couldn't, though. I went back in the bathroom, looking at myself in the mirror some more, like, really noticing, like, nigga, I'm high as fuck, and I ain't got shit to do with it. And the very first time I ever smoked with the dab pen or whatever, I ended up calling my mama. Because like I said, she's a Christian. She pray all the time and she like. I told her to pray for me. I did not like that feeling. I messed up and I wanted her to pray for me. So she prayed for me and my high went down like almost immediately. So I was trying not to call mama because I already knew like we wasn't even on the best of terms already. And actually, I didn't even end up calling her. I texted her, but we already weren't on the best of terms. And she and I texted her on Messenger or whatever, and she was just like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure she prayed behind the scenes, but she was like towards me. She was acting like she just didn't give a fuck. Like, nigga, do you like? That's why I told you, dumbass. So there wasn't shit I could do, but stick with that shit. Tamarion, shush. Too loud again. There wasn't shit I could do, but stick with that shit. So I went in the stall and shit like that, and I thought of a movie, right? And it was 21 Jump Street when they had took that fucking that narcotic or whatever, not narcotic, but the fucking drug that they was selling in school and shit like that, and they had to make themselves throw up. So I tried that shit. I'm talking about. I did that shit about 5 times. I finally threw up. I felt that shit like ease for a little bit, and then that motherfucker kicked back up. I eased again, and then it came back up, eased again, and I did that shit like 5 times. And like the 5th or 6th time or something like that, that motherfucker like it was fully gone. Like I stopped being high. I promise you, I don't know what the fuck was in that blunt. But whatever it is, that shit was fucking me up, like dead ass. And after that, I was cool. Like I was still worried, like that shit might come back, cause again, like every time I kept making myself throw up, it kept coming back. Like, but this time it was like it was gone for real. But I was scared, and so I went back out there like nothing was wrong. I still couldn't eat. I tried to eat some more, and I still couldn't eat. And so by the time we got back to the house, I still ended up like going back to the house with them and shit like that. By the time we got back to the house, I was hungry as fuck, so I ended up eating some shit that was there or whatever that they already had. And so then I went to sleep. I took mine to sleep, and like the next day, like even after I was still trying to smoke and shit, but I wasn't taking no big ass hits. Like I'll take a 1 or 2 hits every now and then from like some doobies that they had. I still didn't learn my lesson, but from some doobies they had, and I I was cool. I wasn't high or nothing. I was just feeling good, I guess you'd say. But yeah, I was going through it, bro. That shit was so ass. I tried to explain it to everybody. Like I don't even know how to explain the feeling I had, but that shit was fucking horrible. For surely, I that's why I'll never smoke again. And I know later on I ended up finding out that after I told my the manager, my stepmom, that I used to call my stepmom or whatever, that all right, and once again we're back. They had to go, handle some business or whatever in the middle of a video, get that shit done. But basically, I know I ended off with telling y'all. What would I tell y'all? Oh, I ended up finding out, telling my stepmoms and shit. After I told my stepmoms, like, how I was feeling, what happened, who I smoked with and shit like that. That the bitch that, did the shit, she was on fucking, it was either coke or crack or, I don't know.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Some shit, some harder drug or whatever. And it was like, it could have been laced with that. And later on also, because of course I told my mama and shit like that, because it didn't last long with me living there. So I ended up telling my mama, and she told my pastor. And I don't, if y'all believe in it or not, I do. So my mama told my pastor whatever, and my pastor was like, basically the God told her, and my mama also was saying that God told them, like, I was laced. It was some shit. They don't know exactly what, but I was laced or whatever. So again, that shit definitely fucked me up. I can't even stand the smell of weed no more. I can't be around it, or I'll start feeling weird as fuck, like feeling like I'm hot, even though I ain't smoke. It don't have to be a hot box or none of that. Just smelling that shit, just a whiff of that shit'll make me start feeling weird. So, I just stay away from it, stay clear of that shit. Like my girl even stopped smoking because of it, because I just didn't like it, and she wanted to be with me, so she gave it up. So, but yeah, that's a story about how I got laced, man. It shit. It is what it is. Smoking just ain't for me. Drinking ain't for me either. I'm cool. I'll sip my wine. Y'all call me booze. Y'all won't. I don't give a fuck. I drink my wine with the pinky up, and I don't give a fuck. It is what it is, But nah, y'all be smooth, man. I'm glad y'all tuned into this hoe. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And I'll see y'all niggas in the next one.
Always moving forward, never backtrack. Just find out that my eye prescribed to 30s cause her bad back. If it's an issue, no, I keep the pistol like I'm Mad Max. I ride a plug